All right, there we go. They're all done. Now what I want to do is I want to take some, because this is a grungy one, vintagey one, I'm going to use some walnut stain distress stain. I'm going to get a paintbrush. And all I'm going to do, shake it up. I'm just going to press it down so it gets the flow. It'll, come on, I say. Okay, wet my brush, and I'm just going to go in and paint the inside edges, like the corner, where the sides and the base meet. Just so it masks the fact that there's hinges there when we go to cover it. Okay, let me get that flowing again. I'm also doing up on the centers of the vertical hinges as well. Okay, and I think I'm done, almost. Okay. Right, I'm just going to go and rinse this, well, just put in the water here. Okay, that now we can leave to dry, and let me just think about what I've got to do now. There's steps to go through for this. I just want to see what I've done. Okay. Right, so I've got to do, I should have done that first, shouldn't I? That's okay, we can still do that. I've cut the hinges and I've coloured them. You can dry emboss these if you like. I haven't. All I've done is painted them up a bit with some black paint and some gold paint and some of the wax, like the gilder's paste and that. So these are your hinges. So what I'm going to do is bend them in the center there. Okay, and I'm bending them towards the painted areas. Now I've also made sure that I've put some paint on the back of that, just some black paint, because they will be seen. Okay, now, yeah, we're not going to worry about covering that just yet. All right, we can. All right, we know that's the front because we've already done those. So what we'll do here is we'll measure these. So we need to find the center first, which is there. And so I want that one sitting. Now we've got, well, just get your center so that it leaves a little bit of a gap, not much, but enough for it to fold out and in without open and close without putting too much stress on it. So I'm just going to center that there, and then I'm going to mark it, and I'm going to mark it with this pen there. Okay, and so now all I'm going to do, I think, is come in about 3/4 of an inch from the end. Nah, let's see. They go there. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, so about 3/4 of an inch in from the edge, and position it and mark your holes. And the same thing here. I'm only roughly gauging it. It doesn't really matter. They're only hinges. Okay, that's them done. Let's put the lid on there. And we can go ahead and grab our pokey tool, or you can actually use your crocodile on here, but all I'm going to do is poke the holes through there. Oops, I didn't do the third one, did I? Why didn't you tell me? Sorry, I'm not watching the chat either. I'm renowned for ignoring you all while I craft away. I talk as if I'm seeing what you're saying, but I don't actually read it because I just can't do that. I know I'm a female and I'm a mother, and we should be able to do more than one thing at a time. But when it comes to this, it's fairly difficult. All right, let's just line those up. There. That should be fine. Okay, so that's on the box. So let's just punch those holes now. These need to be punched so that we can cover one side, then punch the holes again, and then cover the other side. So, whew, done. All right, we can set that aside now, and we can go on with the top part here. Now, this one is a bit tricky. All right, so got to really listen carefully here. I'm not off the hook. Right. Okay. These pieces here measure 2 3/4 by 5 inches. Now, what I do first on the bottom edge, I'll determine which is your bottom, and then find the center. Okay, I'm just going to do that here. Find your center and mark it. Okay, that's it there. So now what we have to do, because we'll need to get this arch. Now, I'll show you this way first, then I'll show you another way. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm going to go, I think it was 2.5 inches. Yep. Okay. So let's mark the center of the other side too, so I know that it's going to be the right. There we go, about there. All right, there. So what I'm going to do, and I'll use the pen, is I'm going to take my Timmy ruler. I'm going from the center here, the center point here, and I'm coming out 2.5 inches and just putting a little dashed line there. Okay, and we're going to do this all around, and this is going to make our arc, our curve that we need. Okay, and I'm doing it probably about 1/4 of an inch between each one. And you only have to do this to one of them. We can trace the next one. Just make sure you measure it from the 0 point of your ruler, or if you haven't got a centering ruler, then measure it from the same point each time. Okay. Oh, did I do that? Yeah. Okay, and up there. Now, if you want my attention, please put a Q and a colon there, because otherwise you just get your comments just get lost amongst it all. You guys are a talkative bunch. I was just thinking, during Xandra's and Janie's and Ash's streams, that they talked pretty much all the time during their streams, and I'm thinking, I can't do that. And then I'm listening to myself now, and I'm thinking, you do exactly the same thing, you silly girl. So, yeah. All right, now we've got that. What? Yeah, right, Eileen. All right, so now we've got that. All we need to do is trace. You know how to do the dots to dot to dot. Trace the dots there. Go to the dotted lines. Join them all up. We all used to play, what's it called? Join the dots. Okay, and there you got your arc. Okay. So now you can use your scissors or you can use a craft knife. I tend to prefer a craft knife to do this. So all I'm doing is I'm going to cut along that line. Okay. You're not going to cut all the way through on the first pass. Don't even try and think you can. Okay. Just let your craft knife do the work for you. Just don't press too hard. And it probably helps if you have a nice, sharp, new blade. But Jen doesn't. So Jen's going to have a few passes through this one. Oops, Jen's going a bit crooked. Because Jen's trying to press too heavy. Do as Jen says, not as Jen does. Okay. All right, and there is your curve for your sides of your lid. What, Joycey? Connect the dots, yes. What? I just said, haha, Eileen, no. I didn't say no, but no. It ain't for you. Oh, hang on. I got another message. The mouse. Okay. Right, now you've got that one. Get your other piece. Position this on it. Remembering they're both the same size, width and height. Well, they're not the same height now, but just get it straight on there, okay? Make sure they line up and sit it down on your workbench. It just keeps... There we go, that's good. And then get your marker and angle it right next, oops, to your chipboard piece like that. Okay, and now we're going to cut that out. Okay. And I tend to go just on the inside of touching the pen mark, but on the inside rather than on the outside of that line. Okay, now you've got them both done. Okay. Now, this is a very important step. You must forgive Eileen. All right. It is very difficult to get that shape to cover this here once you've glued these onto the top section, okay? So what we need to do now is choose the papers that we're going to use to cover it on the inside and the outside and trace it. So, thought I had the papers out ready that I was going to use. Yeah, I do. I can't remember what was what. I just love these papers. I think I'm going to cover the bottom with these. And I love that. That's going to be the inside, I think. That's going to go under these here, I think. And I think, yeah, I'd like to see the vertical stripes because we're having that. And that, yeah. This is not going to be as darkish as that one. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to use this paper. So what I'm going to do, right, so I'm going to mark these. I'm going to mark it, put the lid on, out and in and out. Okay. So these are going on the inside, this one. So what we need to do is turn it over because it's going to go on that side, all right? So we need to turn it over and we need to mark where we're going to cut it. Okay. Ooh, that wasn't real bright, Jen. Okay. So that was inside there, and we need the other one done as well. So I'm going to bring it here. Let's just make sure that's nice and straight. That's it, in, so that goes that way. And let's get a darker marker. And and that looked a bit crooked, so let me just do that again. Okay. Now I'm going to cut these out. Now, be generous with these cuts. We can always cut them down later on. But we can't add more to them once done. I'm trying to see this here. It's a bit hard with the lines on the Yep, that's it. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, let's just do that. Just so we have them now. Okay. Did I go too? Oh, no, that's right. Oh, I did go a little bit low on that one. That's okay. They're going to be covered by this. It's okay. Oh, no, they're the inside, aren't they? Okay, I'll cut that too. I'll use that somewhere else, but I don't want to cut that out. So I don't want to cut that out either. All right, let me come down here. Line this up, and then that there should do it. Right, now we're cooking. All right, let's cut that out. All right, we can cut those out later. That was for the inside. Now we want the outside. What am I going to do for the outside? I think I'm going to do this paper as well. So we're going to turn it over, and that's the outside. So that's the way. I've got the out facing the wrong side of the paper that I want, okay, because it's going to get stuck on that way. Now I've got to make sure, because this is directional paper. Okay. So I'm going to trace it. Should be able to get it there. So then I need to mark these for future reference. Out, out. Okay, so then I remember. Whew. All right, let's cut these off. Still got that lovely piece there. All right. Now, we'll do the top curve thingy, don't we? Right, where did they go? Who took them? There we go. Out and out. Okay, so what we need to do... Okay, how wide's this? This is the 7. Okay, so the 7-inch side is the front and the back, okay? And these sides are the ones that are going to get adhered to these, okay? We're going to bend them over like that. Night, Sheila. So, all I want to do is try and get the curve happening first in this chipboard, all right? And that looks to be, oh, okay, so we're going to do it on the outside, I think. Hold on, let me just get this curve now. Hang on, I've got to find, I had something, I thought, to give me a curve without bending it. I just want to get sort of that curve happening. So I'm just, see how it's bending there now, but I want, gesso, but no. Okay, let's do this. Just got a round Tim here. I'm just getting, hi Kim, that curve happening. Just so it's not so, it doesn't work against me when I'm trying to adhere those sides. Okay, now always test this on here before you adhere it down. So just make sure. So that just seems to me to be a little bit too short. So if I put it on top of that one, now remembering you've got to get this curve going. Right, yep, I'm going to put it on top of it, okay? It's going to sit on top of that edge there, all right? That's where our shark teeth hinges come in. Now, what I'm going to do here is put one on first, and then I'm going to cut the second one and show you. Okay. So the length of this, the width is 7 inches, the length is 7 3/4. So if you want to cut it just a little bit more and then shave it down, but this should fit this quite comfortably. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the backing off one side first. Oh, okay, Carol. Hi, Annette. Sorry, Ustream. Yeah, it's always me. My end, because I'm down under at Uranus. All right. So what I'm going to do first, that's going to sit up there. So I think I might put this on this one first. Okay, so let's put that. So remembering that that's going to sit on top, so we're going to put that flush up against that on the edge there, like that. Okay, just like that. All right, and then just going to continue that. So what you need to do is just sort of continue this along the scored middle section there in the center, and just roll it along. Okay, like that. Now I've got a little bit left over, which is fine. I can cut that off. All right, so then we can stick these down. Now just sort of roll them down, and don't press them right down just yet. Okay, and then just get those little nicks punched down. You really don't want any bumpy edges here. Okay, so that's what we have now. What are you up to now, Eileen? Eileen? Okay, so now what we need to do is attach it to this top lid piece. Okay, so I'm going to take the tape backing off. Oh, Kathy Order made a trunk or something like this a while back now, I think, and this is how she did this. I'm pretty sure she did this. And I remember when I did the circular drawers out of the CDs, and we did the shark edge stuff there. All right, so now, okay. So position it so you know where it's going to have to sit. All right, now we want this top piece to sit on here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some wet glue. Okay, I'm just going to, oh, of course it's empty or stuck, one of the two. Oh, and by the way, guys, Barry and Carol are, they've generously offered another $50 online voucher to their store as a giveaway on my stream here. Aren't you guys lucky? So I'm going to just do this first before we do that bit.